Well, Chris with Culture Unplugged here, and today we have another victim story we want to share. And in unfortunate and sad details, it is also very horrifying. If I can tell you right now, if you're sensitive to this kind of topic, you want to go ahead and scroll off because this one is really tough to listen to. So, y'all ready for this? They said we don't talk about this, but let's talk about it today. Imagine being 18 years old, excited for college, ready to make friends, and just a few weeks in, you take your last breath. This is the story of Maxwell Groover, what really happened the night he died, and the details they don't always tell you. Maxwell was born on 1998 and then subsequently died in 2017. Max was a freshman at LSU, pledging the Phi Delta Theta fraternity. That night, September 13, 2017, was a hazing ritual called the Bible study. But this wasn't about religion. It was about power, humiliation, and control. So, pledges were lined up, frat brothers barked orders. If you got an answer wrong to a trivia question about the fraternity, you had to chug 190 proof of alcohol, Everclear, one of the strongest liquors that you can buy. Max was already a quiet kid. They called him the Babe because he was new and didn't talk much. That night, he was singled out. Every time he hesitated, more alcohol. By the time the hazing was over, he was barely conscious, and his so-called brothers carried him upstairs, dumped him on a couch, and left his lifeless body right there. No one called for help, no one checked on him, and by the morning, it was too late. His blood alcohol level was 0.49%. That's over 6 times the legal limit. His lungs were full of fluid. He had purple bruises on his body. LSU's fraternity row actually went silent, but behind closed doors, guess what? Brothers were deleting messages, hiding evidence, and lawyering up. What does it sound like? One frat member, Matthew NaQuinn, was the ringleader. He was the one pushing Max to the hardest after Max's death. Investigators found that NaQuinn had a history of hazing and had even been flagged as a problem within the fraternity. But here's what they won't tell you. He only got 2 years in prison and he served less than that. Meanwhile, Max's parents got a lifetime sentence of grief. They turned their pain into action, though, and the Max Groover Act was passed, making hazing a felony in Louisiana. But let me tell you, why does it take a kid dying for people to actually care? Hazing isn't a tradition, it's abuse, and if you stay silent, you're part of the problem. Rest in peace, Max Groover. Rest in peace to Caleb Wilson and many other victims. If you have a story to share regarding your actual account for hazing, I'd like to read it. Shoot me a DM or send an email to coveredandcultured@gmail.com. Let's get it unplugged. Let's end hazing together.